Okay everybody, Tectiller here again with the 20th episode of the Heroes Appendix video series. Its purpose is to help newer and veteran players alike to fully understand the ins and outs of all the characters in Hero Wars Mobile. In today's video, we are reviewing the first place winner of the most recent vote amongst my patrons, Markus, who's probably the most underappreciated healer in the game. He was reworked in 2020, giving him new life and very good magic attack ratios on his skills, and with the addition of his winter skin at the end of the year, he's become quite formidable, and arguably the best healer in the game. In today's video, we're going to be discussing his skills, how they visually appear, and their uses both practically and strategically, when to use Markus, when not to use him, his roles in the team, skin priority order, artifact priority order, and glyph priority order. First up is Markus's activatable skill, Holy Shield, which is commonly referred to as his ultimate, because this is the ability he can use once his yellow energy gauge is filled during battle. Markus grows larger in size, grows a pair of spectral wings, and, hovering just above the ground, raises his weapon into the air. When he lands, he will heal the lowest health ally on his team based on health percent, not raw number. There will be a brilliant light shining from just inside the graphic of the affected character for 5 seconds, granting them immunity to all damage. The heal portion of this skill has a massive 130% magic attack ratio, plus 13,200. So he benefits immensely from artifact weapons or Nebula's buff. Markus's second skill is called Righteous Light. Markus will perform the same animation as his basic attack, except his weapon will be glowing as he raises it to strike. Then, both in front of and behind him, a massive wave of light will be emitted, reaching to the ends of the screen on either side. This skill will deal damage to all enemies that it passes through, and heal all allies that it passes through. Both the heal and the damage portion have a 35% magic attack ratio, plus 4,800. This skill can be used once every 13 seconds. Markus's third skill is called Compassion. Markus will raise his weapon in front of him and let out a shout as it glows and heals the lowest health percent ally. This skill has a 65% magic attack ratio, plus 15,500, which again is really high for a healing skill. This skill can be used once every 18 seconds. Markus's passive skill is called Ascension. After dying, Markus's ghost will stay behind and continue healing the party using only his second and third skills. Since he can no longer gain energy, he is unable to use his Holy Shield skill. His ghost will remain on the battlefield for 42 seconds. Let's take a deeper look now and see when you should be using Markus. If you need a strong primary or secondary healer, to protect fragile frontline heroes like Satori, Yasmin, or Elmir, as an off-tank, and two tanks who commonly need an off-tank could include Luther and Ziri. And as a tank against certain mage teams or low physical damage output teams. Now we'll take a look at when you should be avoiding Markus in your team. First up is if you want to avoid using him to tank if the enemy team has really high physical damage output. Because of his low health, he may not survive long enough to grant himself immunity. Next up is try to avoid putting him in situations where his tank will take damage too fast that his healing will be unable to keep up. Now we'll discuss his role in the team. Markus's main role is healer, but he doubles as either a main tank or off tank in certain situations. He's one of those heroes who truly excels near his maximum power because he's what I would call a threshold character, where his peak stats, armor in his case, exceed certain damage dealers' max possible armor penetration. For example, Kark and Astrid and Lucas cannot fully penetrate Markus's armor, as he maxes at 28,111, and Kark and Astrid and Lucas max off at 28,020 and 28,090. So he's roughly 21 to 91 armor above both of them. So every source of armor is important for Markus in these instances, because, for example, even sparks of power grant him 360 armor, which is necessary for him to reach his peak potential and break those thresholds. In this segment, we'll be discussing his skins. The top priority skin is his Barbarian skin, which offers 10,650 armor. This skin is Markus's single largest boost to his armor in the game, and helps him gain a lot of necessary protection early on given his positioning. The second in priority is his Winter skin, which offers 10,650 magic attack, and is up next because this is directly tied to his healing potential, which gets a big scaling after his buff. The third in priority is his Nordic skin, which offers him 106,645 health, and helps him keep alive and healing. But this isn't as big of an issue because he can still heal for a little bit after death. The last in priority is his default skin, which offers him 1,365 physical attack, 1,365 magic defense, and 4,095 magic attack, which contributes the smallest amount to his healing and survivability. Next, we'll be discussing artifact priority, which means which artifact is the most important to level up first. The first up is the artifact book, which will grant him 8,010 armor and 8,010 magic defense. This boasts the largest amount of survivability for him, granting him both armor and magic defense to truly mitigate a lot of the incoming damage that he's almost guaranteed to receive. Second in priority is his artifact ring, which grants him 11,970 magic attack, 3,990 physical attack, and 3,990 magic defense, which offers a great deal of utility to his skills. His ring also affords him some additional minor survivability by way of critical hit resistance. Lastly is his artifact weapon, Blessed Mace, which grants up to 32,040 magic defense to the entire team for 9 seconds. This effect is more of a concern if you're using him against a lot of magic damage teams. In our final segment, we will now be discussing glyph stat priority. So what that means is, of all the stats your hero can get, which ones are the most important for you to upgrade first to yield the best results. First glyph up is his magic attack, which grants him 3,360 magic attack, which will give him a needed boost early on for his skills. The second glyph to choose is health, which grants 30,800 health and is the biggest contributor to his survivability. Third in priority is armor, totaling 3,360 armor, which is going to help him reach his peak armor that is necessary for his longevity. And then the fourth glyph to choose is his intelligence glyph, totaling 560 physical attack, 560 magic defense, and 1,680 magic attack, which gives additional healing and support skill gains as well as critical hit resistance. The fifth glyph up is his physical attack glyph, which grants 2240 physical attack and is honestly not worth wasting resources into this, and should probably be the last glyph in the entire game that you should level up. Okay everybody, hopefully you found this video informative. If you do, please like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel called Server 2 Productions. Another thing to consider is recommending my content to your friends as well, if you know they yearn for knowledge of the game. Since these videos are private, word of mouth is how they will get spread. Also, for a large and active Hero Wars mobile community, join my Facebook group called Hero Wars Mobile Community, The GOAT. The link will be in the video's description. Thanks for watching.